There are moments in life when you look back and wonder where the time went. You think about the opportunities you missed, the relationships that hurt you, the seasons that drained you, and the years that felt empty. But what you forget is that nothing is ever wasted in the hands of the one who sees the whole picture. Sometimes the years you thought were lost were actually the years preparing you for something far greater than you imagined. And right now, whether you feel it or not, a shift is approaching. A divine restoration is forming around your life. The doors you thought were closed forever are about to open in unexpected ways. The strength you believed you would never feel again is about to rise inside you. The plans that seemed delayed are being aligned with divine timing. God has not overlooked your struggle, your tears, or your patience. Every setback, every loss, every silent season is being woven into a comeback that will make sense only when you step into it. This is not just recovery. This is restoration with increase, restoration with purpose, restoration with power. Get ready, because the years you thought were wasted are about to become the years that build you into someone stronger, wiser, and unshakable. Understanding why past seasons of struggle were preparation, not punishment, begins with the realization that life is rarely random. Every moment you felt overlooked, every season that seemed wasted, every hardship that drained you was never outside of God's awareness. There is a divine pattern in the unfolding of your life, and even when you could not see it, every struggle was equipping you for what is coming. People often look back and feel regret for the years they think they lost, but those years were not empty. They were the soil in which your faith, your patience, your resilience, and your wisdom were being cultivated. What looks like delay to you is often divine preparation. What seems like hardship is actually a training ground for strength you will need when restoration begins. Every tear, every failure, every lonely moment has a purpose, even if the purpose was hidden at the time. When you face seasons that feel unfruitful, it is natural to question why they are happening. But questioning does not diminish the work that was happening unseen. The struggles, the trials, and even the mistakes were all lessons being built into your character. You may have thought that you were stuck, that life had passed you by, or that you had nothing to show for the time spent. But these moments were shaping your endurance, sharpening your spiritual discernment, and teaching you patience in ways comfort never could. Growth is often invisible, and preparation is often silent. While others may have been moving fast, you were being equipped to handle what most are unprepared to receive. The restoration that is coming will be a direct result of what was cultivated during those difficult seasons, and when it arrives, you will see that nothing was wasted. The times you felt rejected, overlooked, or unappreciated were not punishments. They were periods where God was redirecting you, protecting you, and preparing you for a future greater than you imagined. Often, people confuse delay with denial, confusion with failure, or suffering with rejection. But God operates on a different timeline, and what feels like lost years to you may have been the exact years necessary to shape your faith, your vision, and your purpose. There is a reason you experienced disappointment or endured seasons where doors remained closed. Those experiences were not meant to harm you. They were meant to teach you reliance, humility, and trust in the unseen. Understanding this truth is the first step to receiving the restoration that is already being orchestrated in your life. Reflection on the past should not bring shame or bitterness, but clarity and gratitude. Each struggle contained a hidden blessing and a lesson meant to strengthen you for the journey ahead. Those years of waiting, enduring, and learning were producing resilience that cannot be bought or copied. They were teaching you to value the timing of God rather than the timing of the world. The moments that felt wasted are often the very moments that give your restoration depth, meaning, and strength. You will discover that what seemed like lost time was actually the training ground for your greatest breakthroughs. The spiritual, emotional, and mental growth that occurred during these seasons is what allows you to handle blessings that might have overwhelmed you before. Struggles teach perspective. They teach discernment, patience, and the importance of faith over sight. They teach you what truly matters and what is only temporary. The years that felt empty have value because they prepared you for influence, maturity, and purpose. When you begin to view challenges through the lens of preparation rather than punishment, your past transforms in your mind. You see that each step, even the painful ones, was directed toward building a stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself. Your heart begins to understand that nothing was wasted, even when it felt like everything was lost. The realization that struggle is preparation shifts your mindset from regret to expectation. It changes the way you see setbacks, delays, and hardships. It allows you to embrace your story fully, including the chapters you wish you could rewrite. You understand that every difficult season was designed to shape your character, deepen your faith, and prepare you for the blessings that are now on the horizon. And when you finally receive restoration, you will understand that the struggles were not obstacles. They were the very foundation of your breakthrough. Recognizing the divine timing behind delays and setbacks in life begins with the understanding that God operates on a different clock than we do. What may feel late or lost to you is perfectly timed according to His plan. There are seasons where progress seems slow, doors remain closed, and prayers seem unanswered. Yet these delays are never mistakes or oversights. They are purposeful pauses meant to align your life with the exact plan God has for you. In these moments, it is easy to grow frustrated, to question your path, or to feel impatient. But what appears as waiting is often a period where unseen preparations are taking place. God's timing ensures that you are positioned at the right place, with the right understanding, and with the right mindset to fully receive what has been promised to you. Delays are also opportunities for growth that cannot occur in moments of instant success. While waiting, your character is being shaped, your faith is being strengthened, and your heart is being refined. You learn resilience, patience, and perseverance, qualities that are necessary for sustaining the blessings and opportunities that lie ahead. Every setback is not a rejection, but a chance to align your thoughts, actions, and spirit with what is coming. The times when you feel stagnant are the times when your foundation is being built. Invisible work is being done in your favor, preparing you for a future where your life can operate at a higher level than before. Understanding divine timing also requires the acceptance that not every opportunity is meant for you at the moment it appears. Some doors are delayed because the timing is not yet perfect. Some seasons are extended because you are being trained, protected, or positioned to handle a larger blessing than you currently realize. Impatience can lead to poor decisions, mistakes, or settling for something less than what God has prepared. By trusting divine timing, you acknowledge that your current challenges are temporary and that there is a greater plan unfolding behind the scenes. The moments that feel like setbacks are actually redirections that bring you closer to what is meant to be yours. Faith plays a crucial role in recognizing divine timing. Believing that God's schedule is perfect even when circumstances seem contrary allows you to remain patient without giving up. It allows you to maintain hope when progress is slow and to trust that what is delayed is not denied. When you embrace this understanding, you begin to see that your waiting period is active rather than idle. It is a time where lessons are learned, strength is developed, and preparation is completed for what is coming. What once seemed like wasted time is transformed into a season of growth that equips you for the fullness of your restoration. Divine timing also reveals itself through the alignment of people, opportunities, and resources at just the right moment. Connections you need may not appear immediately, but when the timing is right, the right people will enter your life. Opportunities will arise that match your readiness, and doors that seemed permanently closed will open in ways that exceed your expectations. Delays give you the time to prepare for these moments so that when they arrive, you are ready to step in with clarity, wisdom, and confidence. Timing ensures that your blessings are sustainable and impactful rather than rushed or incomplete. Finally, recognizing divine timing transforms your perspective on life's challenges. Instead of seeing obstacles as failures or setbacks, you start to understand them as necessary stages in a larger process. Every delay, every closed door, and every period of uncertainty is shaping you into someone capable of handling the fullness of what is coming. Patience becomes a tool, trust becomes a practice, and hope becomes a guiding light. Your focus shifts from what is missing to what is being prepared, and your faith grows stronger as you learn to wait with expectation rather than anxiety. How faith and patience align you with God's restoration plan is a truth that cannot be rushed or forced, because restoration operates on a timeline that is higher than human understanding. Many people look at their circumstances and feel urgency, wondering why the blessings, the opportunities, or the breakthroughs they have been praying for have not arrived yet. Yet impatience cannot speed up divine timing, and forcing results often leads to frustration and disappointment. Faith allows you to trust that what is coming is already being prepared, even if you cannot see it. Patience allows you to remain steady while the unseen work is taking place. Together, faith and patience create alignment between your current position and the fullness of what God has planned for your life. They ensure that when restoration comes, it arrives in completeness rather than in pieces, in power rather than in limitation, and in a way that fulfills the purpose it was meant to serve. Faith is the inner assurance that what God has promised is true, even if circumstances seem contrary. It is believing that restoration is on the way, even when your eyes see delays or setbacks. Faith refuses to be discouraged by appearances and chooses to focus on the reality of God's promises. When you maintain faith during periods of struggle, you create a space in your spirit for restoration to enter. Faith does not require that you understand how everything will happen. It only requires that you believe that it will. This belief shifts your energy, your thoughts, and your actions in ways that prepare you to receive what is coming. It trains your heart to expect goodness instead of disappointment, and it builds confidence that the impossible can become possible. Patience, on the other hand, is the discipline of waiting with expectation. It is not passive, it is active trust. Patience allows you to endure seasons where progress is slow, where challenges feel overwhelming, and where answers are delayed. It teaches you to resist the temptation to give up or to try to force outcomes prematurely. Patience works in tandem with faith because faith gives you the reason to wait and patience gives you the strength to endure. Together, they produce a state of readiness where you are fully prepared to receive restoration when the timing is right. Without patience, faith may waver, and without faith, patience may feel empty and meaningless. Both are necessary to align you with God's plan. Another aspect of faith and patience is that they cultivate perspective. They allow you to see your past struggles not as failures, but as training grounds that equipped you for what is ahead. Every challenge you faced was shaping your resilience, refining your understanding, and developing your capacity to handle greater blessings. Faith allows you to see beyond the immediate circumstances, and patience allows you to trust the process. Together, they give you clarity about the value of your journey, even when it felt long, hard, or uncertain. They help you to recognize that every season of waiting has a purpose, and that every moment of endurance is contributing to the fullness of your restoration. Faith and patience also influence the way you respond to opportunities when they arrive. When you have practiced trusting and waiting, you are better able to recognize and seize the right opportunities, rather than rushing into situations that are not aligned with your purpose. You are more attuned to God's guidance, more open to His direction, and more capable of making choices that honor the restoration process. Restoration is not just about receiving, it is also about stepping into readiness and walking in alignment with what has been promised. Faith and patience together create a foundation that ensures your restoration is sustainable, meaningful, and transformative, rather than temporary or incomplete. Finally, Faith and patience train your spirit to endure future challenges. Restoration is often the beginning of a new season, and without the strength developed through trusting and waiting, it is easy to become complacent, anxious, or reactive. These qualities build resilience, confidence, and spiritual maturity, preparing you not only to receive what has been delayed, but also to walk in it faithfully. They allow you to face life with hope instead of despair, with courage instead of fear, and with expectation instead of doubt. Faith and patience are not simply virtues, they are active instruments in aligning your life with the divine restoration that is already in motion. Replacing regret and bitterness with hope and expectation begins with the understanding that your past does not define your future. It is easy to dwell on moments you wish had gone differently, opportunities you let slip, or seasons that felt wasted, but holding on to regret only traps you in the very past that God is calling you to leave behind. Bitterness is a weight that slows your progress and clouds your perspective, keeping you from seeing the blessings and restoration that are ready to enter your life. When you consciously choose to release regret and bitterness, you create space in your heart for hope to grow and expectation to take root. These are not mere emotions, they are active spiritual tools that shape your mindset, your decisions, and the energy you carry into every new day. Regret often comes from comparing where you are now with where you think you should have been. It is the echo of missed opportunities and unfulfilled dreams, but this comparison distorts reality. Every experience, no matter how painful, contributed to your growth, resilience, and understanding. When you view your past through the lens of preparation instead of failure, regret loses its power. You begin to see that each step, each delay, and each challenge was equipping you for the season that is now approaching. Replacing regret with hope requires you to shift your focus from what has been lost to what is possible. It requires trust that God's timing and plan are perfect, and that the restoration you are about to receive is far greater than anything you missed. Bitterness is often tied to the unfairness of life, the actions of others, or the circumstances that caused pain. It manifests as anger, resentment, or frustration, and it keeps your mind locked on negative experiences. Carrying bitterness is like holding onto a chain that weighs you down and prevents you from moving forward. Choosing hope and expectation is the act of breaking that chain. It is saying that your past will not steal your future, that the wrongs done to you will not determine your path, and that God's plan for restoration cannot be blocked by what has already happened. When you replace bitterness with hope, your heart becomes lighter, your vision becomes clearer, and your energy aligns with the possibility of breakthrough. Expectation is a critical companion to hope. Hope opens the door to possibility, but expectation activates your readiness to receive what is coming. When you expect good things, you begin to act differently, speak differently, and make decisions that align with a future that is already in motion. Your perspective shifts from scarcity to abundance, from limitation to opportunity, and from fear to faith. Living with expectation does not mean ignoring challenges or pretending life is perfect. It means believing that even through difficulty, God's restoration is advancing, and that your patience and endurance are preparing you to receive it fully. Expectation turns your hope into action, and your action into momentum that positions you for the fullness of your breakthrough. Releasing regret and bitterness also allows you to embrace gratitude, which strengthens your faith. Gratitude helps you recognize the lessons, growth, and hidden blessings that emerged even during seasons of hardship. When your focus shifts from what went wrong to what you have learned and what is coming, your heart aligns with God's plan instead of resisting it. Gratitude transforms your view of the past and creates a foundation for hope and expectation to flourish. It reminds you that even the hardest moments were not wasted, and that every tear, delay, and disappointment has a purpose in shaping your restoration. Replacing regret and bitterness with hope and expectation is not a one-time act. It is a daily practice of choosing faith over fear, possibility over limitation, and trust over doubt. Each day, you choose to release the weight of the past. You allow space for the miracles, opportunities, and blessings that are waiting for you. You align your heart with the restoration that has been promised, positioning yourself to receive not only what was lost, but far more than you ever imagined. Your focus shifts from what cannot be changed to what is about to be made new, and in doing so, your life begins to move toward the fullness of God's plan. Steps to position yourself for supernatural restoration in all areas of life begins with intentional alignment between your heart, your actions, and God's plan. Restoration does not come by chance. It requires conscious choices that demonstrate faith, obedience, and readiness. The first step is to release control over the outcomes of your life and to trust that what is meant for you will arrive in the right time. Trying to force restoration before you are ready can lead to disappointment or misalignment, but surrendering to God's guidance allows Him to orchestrate circumstances in a way that exceeds your expectations. Positioning yourself requires humility to acknowledge that divine wisdom is greater than human understanding and courage to take the steps He directs even when they seem unconventional or challenging. The next step is cultivating a mindset of expectation rather than despair. Restoration requires an inner belief that change is possible, that the past does not define you, and that the future is filled with promise. When you develop this mindset, your thoughts, words, and actions all begin to resonate with possibility. You begin to notice opportunities that others overlook, doors opening at the right time, and the subtle ways God moves to align situations in your favor. Expectation also protects your heart from discouragement, keeping your faith active and your spirit hopeful. It allows you to remain patient during seasons of waiting, understanding that preparation is just as important as the restoration itself. Another step is deliberate action. Even though restoration is ultimately supernatural, it often requires practical steps that demonstrate your readiness to receive it. This might involve repairing relationships, setting personal boundaries, investing in your growth, or developing skills that equip you for future opportunities. Action signals your faith in motion, showing that you are ready to handle the blessings that are being prepared. Doing nothing while waiting for restoration delays the manifestation of God's plan, but taking deliberate steps aligns your life with the timing and purpose of what is coming. These actions do not create the restoration. They prepare you to receive it fully and responsibly. Forgiveness is also essential in positioning yourself for supernatural restoration. Holding on to anger, resentment, or bitterness toward others or yourself creates barriers that block blessings. Restoration flows when the heart is free from grudges, regrets, and unresolved pain. Forgiveness does not mean condoning past wrongs. It means releasing the grip of the past to allow God to bring fullness to your future. When your heart is unburdened, you create space for blessings, opportunities, and divine favor to enter your life. Without forgiveness, even the restoration that arrives can be hindered by emotional resistance. But when you forgive, your spirit is open, receptive, and aligned with God's plan. Prayer and declaration are also vital steps in positioning yourself. Speaking truth, declaring promises over your life, and committing your restoration to God strengthens your faith and aligns your actions with divine purpose. Words have power. The declarations you make daily shape your mindset, energy, and spiritual readiness. When you consistently affirm that your life is being restored, that lost opportunities will be replaced, and that your future is secure, you are creating an internal environment that attracts the fulfillment of these promises. Prayer combined with declaration connects you directly to God's plan and keeps your spirit focused on what is coming rather than what was lost. Finally, gratitude acts as a magnet for restoration. Focusing on what you have rather than what you lack shifts your energy from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude allows you to see that even past struggles had purpose, that each lesson was a stepping stone and that every delay was preparation. This perspective positions you to receive restoration joyfully, humbly, and fully aware of the value of what is being given. A grateful heart resonates with favor and aligns your spirit with the blessings that are already being prepared. Positioning yourself for supernatural restoration is a combination of faith, action, forgiveness, declaration, and gratitude, and each of these steps works together to prepare you for the fullness of what God has promised. Embracing the spiritual mindset that transforms lost years into blessings begins with understanding that every experience, even those that felt wasted or unproductive, contains hidden value and purpose. Life often presents seasons of waiting, disappointment, or struggle that feel like setbacks. But a spiritual perspective reveals that these moments were preparing you for something greater. When you adopt this mindset, you begin to view the past not as a series of failures, but as a collection of lessons, growth opportunities, and divine setups for future breakthroughs. Your focus shifts from what was lost to what is being restored, and your heart becomes open to recognizing blessings that may have been overlooked in the moment. A spiritual mindset requires active faith. It is the belief that God is always working, even when circumstances suggest otherwise. It is the understanding that unseen forces are aligning in your favor, and that what seems like delay is actually divine timing. This mindset allows you to release regret, bitterness, and fear, replacing them with trust, hope, and expectation. When you embrace faith in this way, your energy shifts. You begin to see challenges as opportunities for refinement, mistakes as lessons for wisdom, and waiting periods as preparation for fullness. Faith acts as the lens through which your entire life can be reevaluated, transforming the narrative of wasted years into a story of preparation, growth, and divine orchestration. Another element of this mindset is gratitude. Gratitude allows you to acknowledge that even the most difficult seasons contributed to your development and equipped you for restoration. When you practice thankfulness for what was learned, for the resilience gained, and for the strength built during trying times, you create an internal environment that attracts blessings. Gratitude transforms perception and aligns your spirit with abundance. It prevents the heart from dwelling on loss and directs attention to the potential and promise of what lies ahead. By cultivating gratitude, the spiritual mindset becomes fertile ground for restoration and breakthrough. Forgiveness also plays a critical role. Holding on to anger, resentment, or disappointment toward yourself or others keeps you tethered to the past and prevents spiritual alignment with what is coming. When you forgive, you release the emotional weight that blocks blessing. Forgiveness is not a denial of wrongs, but an acknowledgement that the past cannot be undone and that moving forward requires letting go. By freeing your heart from these burdens, you open space for restoration to take root and flourish. Spiritual clarity grows when forgiveness becomes a habit, allowing you to perceive opportunities and guidance that may have been obscured by negativity or resentment. Patience is another cornerstone of a spiritual mindset. True restoration is rarely instantaneous. It unfolds according to divine timing. Patience allows you to endure waiting periods without despair, to remain steadfast in faith, and to maintain clarity of purpose even when results are not immediately visible. This patience is strengthened by understanding that every season, whether joyful or challenging, contributes to the larger plan. By remaining patient, you align yourself with the rhythm of divine orchestration, and you position your life to receive blessings that are sustainable, meaningful, and transformative. Vision and expectation complete this mindset. When you develop the ability to see beyond your current circumstances and anticipate the restoration that is coming, you begin to act, think, and speak in ways that align with that future reality. Your decisions become intentional, your actions are guided by purpose, and your energy resonates with the outcomes you desire. Expectation fuels perseverance, fuels hope, and positions you to fully receive what was once delayed or seemingly lost. By combining faith, gratitude, forgiveness, patience, and expectation, the spiritual mindset transforms the story of lost years into a narrative of growth, preparation, and imminent restoration.